friends, welcome to another video. In this video, I want to share with you my thoughts on the spring and summer trends of 2023. And there's so much to get through, so why don't we jump right into it. So before we jump into this video, I just want to make a disclaimer that there is no shade that I'm throwing at anyone. I'm sure I'm prone to some of the trends that aren't cool anymore. I feel like I like knowing about what's kind of trendy, what's cool, just so then I can have a little bit of fun with fashion, and I'm sure you guys feel the same way as well. And so I kind of like to keep up to date just to see what's going on. I mean, there's obviously going to be trends that I like and I don't like, things that I'm going to embrace and things that I'm just not into at all. I mean, at the end of the day, I think it's what is important to keep in mind is your own authenticity, being comfortable in your own skin, wearing clothes that make you feel great, and embracing trends that you like, and leaving behind things that you don't like. I mean, at the end of the day, fashion is about having fun and playing with clothes, experimenting with trends, and just being able to just be your authentic self and having fun. I just want to put that disclaimer out there because we're going to jump into trends that are cool, and I'm going to also highlight some things that I think that are a little bit more outdated that we're kind of leaving behind. Why don't we start off on a positive note? And what we are seeing a lot of is a trend of really big bags. So we went from really tiny bags this Jacquemus one and a bunch of micro bags to now embracing really big bags that can fit literally your whole life into. I'm noticing a lot of really big Hermes bags, so that is something that's super popular. Another bag that I'm seeing quite a bit of, and something that I think I posted in one of my wish list videos, was the teen Jody and the small Jody bag. So we're going big. And I think that maybe we're getting to a place where we want to be able to fit items in our bag. And you know what? I am all here for it. I think that for me personally, I have a lot of bags that keep what I need in, but I feel this is a trend that I can definitely get behind, because especially for traveling, I'm always going to have a big bag for traveling. And I still love my micro bag, so I feel if you have a range between the two, I think you're gonna have your bases covered throughout the years, regardless if this trend goes or not. Another trend that I am also seeing is a lot of sheer tops and sheer dresses. And I think that what revolutionized this sort of trend is definitely Nancy Doja. I have also been obsessed with Nancy recently. I've just the dresses are so beautiful and so intricate, and you can tell that there's been so much thought behind each of Nancy's dresses, and honestly, I love them so much. I have just recently invested in a couple of dresses, and I definitely think I'm gonna get more. And you can find Nancy dresses discounted. They're definitely an up and coming designer. They're so aesthetic and so just amazing, and I'm definitely gonna invest in more. But they really paved the way for this kind of trend of sheer tops. Is it appropriate to even say nipple on YouTube? But you're definitely seeing a lot of sheer tops that kind of show the nipple a little bit, but there's definitely ways of making it a little bit more tasteful, wearing a blazer on top of it. I think it's Jean-Paul Gaultier that also does a lot of these sheer pieces, and they are so bomb, and it's so worth checking those out. I know Jacquemus has done a lot of these, and a lot of their pieces go on sale as well. You can wear obviously shorts, and when I say skims, I think that's a really great way to embrace this trend, and especially since it's getting warmer, that is definitely a trend worth watching. And I mean, if you're into it, I think I can definitely have some fun behind that trend. On the topic of going bigger with big bags, I feel we're not shying away from also big oversized clothing anytime soon. I think oversized blazers are here to stay for another little while, and especially this transitional period between spring and summer. I love throwing on a big blazer over any dress and having that contrasting look of a big blazer and a mini dress underneath. I think is definitely the epitome of my style for this spring. Oversized blazers are just easy. They're such a fun throw on piece. You don't really need to worry about it being fitted, and I think we're really gravitating away from that fitted look, especially with blazers. And I think Frankie Shop nails it when it comes to oversized blazers. I have quite a few of them, and I think I'm just going to be investing in more because I love that just effortless, like, you know, stolen from your boyfriend kind of look. And I think that that look is definitely here to stay. Another trend that we're definitely seeing, and I think that has been around for a little while now, is definitely that large flower trend. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. Magna Butrum does a lot of this, but it's just kind of like a big piece of like floral decoration on like your neck or on a dress. And Magna does so many of these sorts of dresses, and they're so cute, so cool, very expensive, but I think that it's definitely something that we're definitely seeing more. I'm noticing a lot of people opting for little small floral accessories, and I think that that is definitely going to be a fun little trend that we're going to see, especially in springtime and as things get warmer. I feel like, you know, it's like a little fun little piece, and I definitely see that that is going to be a thing this spring and summer. And adding to that whole idea of oversized, we're definitely seeing a comeback of the trench coat. And I don't want to say like an oversized trench coat, but nothing that's like super fitted. Like your fitted trench coat I don't think is a thing anymore, but you're seeing a lot of more relaxed cuts, relaxed silhouettes when it comes to trench coats. And I think that trench coats are definitely making a comeback. And I think trench coats are perfect for the springtime. It's a great layering piece that's not too heavy as well. And I definitely think that trench coats are becoming a thing. And on that note of just that regular basics trench coat, I think that leather trench coats are definitely a thing that is going to be pretty relevant in the next little while. I think we might even see it a little bit more in autumn as well. So I don't think the whole 90s aesthetic is going to go away anytime soon. I still think that we're kind of in a phase of like embracing something a little bit more minimalistic, something a little bit more simple, just like, you know, with the tank top and like the baggy jeans or the baggy pants. I mean, you have the petite sunglasses, gold hoops, and like gold accessories, and you know, it's really up to you how much you want to embrace it. What I'm definitely noticing when it comes to accessories, gold accessories actually, is kind of like moving away from like really intricate designs, like the hoops with the croissant, like the croissant look, but to something more minimalistic. So for example, what I'm definitely noticing, and something that has been super like hyped up and sold out everywhere, are definitely these Bottega drop earrings. You're looking at more like cleaner lines, something that's not like super heavy in like design, but like, you know, something still cool. I definitely think that we're gravitating towards like a more minimalistic, kind of bold, chunky kind of space when it comes to accessorizing. So Bottega drop earrings, definitely on my list of things to get, even though they're so expensive, and you can definitely find alternatives on Etsy. But I feel like this trend of big, bold, minimalistic earrings are definitely something that we're gonna see quite a bit of, for sure. And we're also noticing a lot of this kind of minimalistic gold but chunky look, especially in a lot of Bottega items. I mean, these sling bags, love them, but you're seeing a lot of these like big gold, very simple but like bold statements. You can also see them in this gorgeous dress. I mean, I love this. This is so beautiful, but you're really noticing a lot of that like simple gold accents, like bold but very toned down and simple. And Bottega's been doing a great job with this, and I'm here for it. I love it. I really like what they're doing. Okay, now something that I think is a little bit more controversial. What do we all think about the comeback of the Uggs? Now, I remember back in high school, Uggs being the thing at the time, because they're cozy, comfy, and when you're roaming the halls of high school, like whatever, right? But like, I'm not sure how I feel about this. And I feel like it has always been kind of flip-flopped back and forth of whether Uggs are cool or not. And I feel like I am all down if you want to embrace that look. But I mean, I prefer something a little bit like more structure and like a little bit more like pretty and cool or minimalistic. And I don't think I'm gonna be embracing the Uggs anytime soon. At home maybe, but who knows. Let me know what you think about this one, because Uggs are cool again and I don't know how to feel about it. So something that I've also noticed that is kind of coming back are ballerina flats, especially with Chanel ballerina flats. Like, again, kind of with the Ugg situation, I'm like, ballerina flats were definitely a thing when I was in high school, and we have like stayed far from that for a little while, and now it's kind of coming back. And I mean, definitely, I really do appreciate like the Chanel kind of the ballerina flat, but like I don't really know how I feel about that. I mean, I feel like this whole aesthetic with like, you know, crop jeans and a pair of flats. But let me know what you think about the ballerina flats kind of coming back, because I am not sure how I feel about that yet. So on the idea of the 90s, I feel like we're definitely embracing that kind of simple baggy pants with like a tight tank top on top. I'm sure you have seen the tank tops with the little Loewe logo, and it started from Prada when they had the Prada logo, and they were just sold out all the time. And I honestly was so tempted of getting it, but was just like, I don't know if I can justify a $12,000 tank top with just a logo on it. So I definitely think white tank tops are a super easy way to just embrace a trend. And it's so minimalist. You can probably get it like in so many places, Zara, Aritzia. Like for example, I have this Aritzia one right here. I got it for like 30 bucks. And I feel like this kind of captures the trend that I kind of wanted to embrace. Easy, even if this trend isn't a thing anymore. I mean, it's just a white tank top, so you can't go wrong. And it's definitely a basic to just have in your wardrobe anyway. So white tank tops are definitely a thing. And if you don't want to splurge on the designer one, definitely go for like a high street one, because I mean, they're just practical options anyway. But definitely have my eye out on the Loewe one. It is so much cheaper than the Prada one. So another trend that I'm noticing, especially when it comes to handbags, is there is definitely a gravitation towards more hobo looking bags. I think that Bottega is a great example of that with their teen and small Jody, like your oversized bag, but also like something that you can fit a lot in, something that you can just throw into. And I think that hobo bags are definitely something that is very, very relevant right now. On top of that, Kate has also put out a lot of different options when it comes to hobo bags as well. And I think that hobo bags are just fun. They look chic without trying. And I think that's what I really, really love about this trend. And what I love about the Bottega bags in general. It just looks so cool wearing them. So hobo bags are definitely a trend that we are definitely seeing. Some of the highlights that I want to kind of flag for everybody is just like the new bags that I'm kind of seeing. But like what I will add here is something that I've also kind of noticed when it comes to handbags and what the it bags are, is there really hasn't been an it bag. And I feel like we are gravitating away from embracing a bag fully. And I wonder if that is because I feel like we've probably gotten to a place where like we're not really into fast fashion anymore. At least I'm not, and people around me definitely are very more mindful and conscious of what they're buying. And that an it bag being expensive as they are, that I don't think that we are in a place where we're wanting to just splurge and throw money on a bag that is trendy, because we know what happened to the Gucci Marmont bag, and that went up and then it literally climbed all the way down. And I feel like in that sort of scenario that we aren't being mindful of our purchases, because now that the trend is no longer a thing, if you love it, wear it. Because I am totally behind, if you love a bag, buy the bag, but don't buy a bag because a bag is a trend. Unless you genuinely get those butterfly feelings when you wear that bag and you're literally just buying it because everyone else is, the guarantee of you not reaching for that bag after that trend is over is very, very high, and you just spent so much money on it. And I genuinely feel like we are gravitating away from that mindset and that mentality, because I'm noticing that there are a lot of trendier bags and bags that are cool and fun. But I genuinely feel like the consumer is so much smarter of where they're putting their money. And maybe you invested in that it bag and now you just want to be more mindful and buy something a little bit more timeless. So let me know what you guys think about that, because I think that whole thing with the it bag is very interesting. But let's dive down to some of the new bags and cool new bags that I'm definitely seeing out there. And the first one that I want to highlight is obviously something that I am eyeing myself, is a sardine bag. But this one is the one that I feel like out of all the bags right now is sparking the most joy, but who knows, there might be something else that comes up. But the sardine bag is definitely one that is up and coming and out there right now, which is super cool. Another one is, I want to say the Dior East and West. We saw this quite a bit. I feel like It might be because it's a newer style, a newer look of the original Lady Dior. And I think that it's a really cute way of kind of embracing that look, obviously a little bit cheaper and something a little bit more up to date. Another bag that I'm also noticing is that is actually really, really cool is this YSL takeout box. Now, I think this is very impractical, but also so cool and so cute. And definitely a bag that I've kind of been seeing here and there. And I think that there's a lot of different versions of it as well, and I think it's so cute. Very much an event bag and a bag that you take out for a special occasion, not something that's super practical to wear every day, but definitely a fun little piece if you are eyeing something a little bit more interesting and creative. The other bag that I'm noticing that is kind of like been like showing up around the larger influencers definitely is a Prada Moon bag like this. Very 90s that I've noticed. Like this is very, very like 90s, 2000s, very kind of like old school. Definitely bringing back a Paris Hilton, like early Kim Kardashian type of look. And also it really reminds me of like, I'm not sure if you ever embraced it, but like when I was in high school, the Guess bags. This is very reminiscent of that time. I'm not sure if I'm going to embrace this trend. I personally don't really like it, but definitely seeing this bag around. Some of the designers that I actually want to give a little bit of shout out that are like kind of like paving the way of like just being super cool right now is obviously Christopher Esper with I don't know if you've seen the dress with like the weird like little like curvatures and like the things where you can kind of adjust in the chest area. Like I'll put a picture up here. This dress, I feel like I've seen this everywhere and it is very chic and cool. Definitely a cool girl piece for sure, but I also want to give a shout out to Bottega because I feel like Bottega is killing it with the designs that are coming out right now, especially that minimalist gold look. Their dresses, they're ready to wear. Their bags, like they're popping out some really, really killer bags, and I think that Bottega is literally so cool. I want everything Bottega. It is definitely up there now with like one of my favorite fashion houses ever. So Bottega is definitely killing it right now. Another one is obviously Nancy Doja. And I think that, yeah, they are just so cool and I want more pieces from them and definitely a designer to look out for. Now this video, I know is going to be super long, but a couple of things that I want to highlight that are no longer relevant, but if this is something that you still love, all power to you because again, fashion is about being your authentic self, being creative, and just embracing what you like and setting aside what you don't like. It doesn't matter if things are trending or not, but this is just kind of what I'm seeing and kind of what I'm not seeing anymore. So let's just get into that. What I'm also noticing is we're not really embracing Chanel anymore. At least I'm not. I'm not a huge fan of Chanel. I think that the problem that they have is that their quality doesn't match what they are asking customers to pay for. And with the massive Chanel increases, I feel like it really has pushed me away from them in general. On top of like them, I think for me personally, when I go to Chanel in Vancouver, I feel like there's always been that kind of like atmosphere of like not being super welcoming and not kind of like the reason why, here's the thing, the reason why I buy luxury is the customer service and like being able to go into a store and just have a lovely experience and making friends with my essays and like having conversations and talking about the things that I love, which are handbags and shoes and all of those things. And I feel like I really don't get that when I walk into a Chanel store. On top of like, you know, the whole thing of them increasing their prices. I'm not gonna pay this amount when I can pay for a bag from a different designer that is not only better quality, way friendlier staff, have an experience that like is memorable, and pay for a bag that you know is just going to last you the test of time. And so I genuinely think that Chanel isn't there anymore for me, and maybe they will in the future, but I genuinely don't think I'm alone saying that. I feel like it's probably a feeling throughout the bag lover community that like Chanel just isn't hitting it for me anymore. So I think that Chanel, like even like the classic flaps, like I feel like maybe because I'm just not into them anymore that I don't see the appeal in the classic bags. But you know, I definitely have my eye out on the vintage, and I think that a vintage Chanel bag is definitely like obviously the way to go at this point. Okay, so this might, I'm sure it can't just be me, but I feel like I am definitely gravitating away from Aritzia. And that is a big statement to say because I used to love Aritzia for everything. They were my go-to place for everything. But I mean, what I've been seeing on TikTok as well is that people don't appreciate the quality that Aritzia is producing right now. And that just, and like, I kind of feel the same way. So a bit of a background story. I had a coat made out of merino wool that I was a big dum-dum, and I washed it, and I wasn't going to ask Aritzia to replace it. I was just going to replace it myself and just buy a new one. I went into the store and found one that is pretty much the exact same one, but when I felt the quality, it was literally way worse than when I bought it the winter before. And it can't just be me when I say that the quality of the merino wool and just like the fabrics in general at Aritzia has gone down, but the prices have stayed the same. And I think the reason why I shopped at Aritzia in the first place was I was willing to pay a little bit more for something that was going to last me a really long time and something that was good quality, that felt luxe, and that I could have forever. And I genuinely feel like Aritzia is not there for me anymore. I mean, on top of the fact that I have a lot of things from Aritzia, and maybe the fact that they're not really changing their styles very much either, right? Because like, I mean, I love blouses for work and I loved Aritzia blouses for work, but it just kind of felt like they weren't coming out with new, innovative, and classic designs either. And so I feel like I have everything. I don't really need anything from them. And everything that they do produce, I feel like really embrace fast fashion. And I'm not really into that. Like, you know, at this point, I'm sure that I'm really not one for fast fashion. I want something that I will buy, love, and wear time and time again and will just look good forever. And so I don't think Aritzia is doing it for me anymore. Let me know what you think too, because yeah, they're not, no, I'm not about Aritzia anymore. I think that we're definitely leaving behind, I want to say, the fake lashes. And I know that that might be controversial. I feel like we are definitely gravitating to something a little bit more natural. But I genuinely think that like we did definitely hit the peak of fake lashes. And I think that like we're kind of coming back from that and keeping things a little bit more natural. So another one that might be a little bit controversial is full glam makeup. I think that we are definitely gravitating away from full glam makeup to makeup that's a little bit more natural. And I feel like that totally embraces the whole minimalistic look. I mean, you got your girl with your oversized blazer, your oversized pants, your white tank top, your Bottega drop earrings, and very just clean, fresh, laminated brows, and no fake lashes, and just very, very beautiful complexion and just glowy skin. And I think that is kind of what the most trendy person looks like for spring and summer. Sure, there's still like room for folks to experiment, and I still think that experimenting with makeup is so much fun, but I definitely think that like the makeup trend is definitely gravitating to something a little bit more clean, a little bit more like relaxed. I mean, you see that with like the lip gloss look of just having gloss on with a bit of liner. I think things are a little bit more chill and minimalist. So that is definitely a beauty trend to embrace if you're interested. I know I still love a bit of contour and glam. I don't think that will ever change. Now, I really hope you enjoyed this video and found some of these tips and these trends interesting. I mean, I would love to have a discussion in the comments below, just what trends you're embracing, what trends you don't like, and you know, what you're going to be wearing this spring and summer. And what beauty trends you're going to embrace, and like what bags are interesting to you. So I really hope you found this video informative, and remember to thumbs up this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you haven't already, and let's have some more fun like always, and I will see you in my next video. Have a fantastic day, and I will see you later.